Hey YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I got rid of some of my simulation racing stuff. I had a wheel on there, a nice shifter. I'm going to be reviewing some of that stuff, but I love simulation racing. It used to be a big hobby of mine, but unfortunately I just don't have time for it much anymore. And it's not one of those games where you can just turn it on and get going and you know, play for a half hour or an hour, and then you know you can go on to doing the rest of your day. It's one of those games that just takes up way too much time. It's real involved. It's wonderful. It's realistic, but I just didn't have enough time for it. So before I put all of it away, I wanted to go over this. This is a DSD track boss. It is a button box. It's a pretty simple box. Construction's very simple. You've just got, you know, 4 screws here in the corners that hold it in. It's kind of, you know, 2 pieces here that come together. And it's got a whole bunch of different buttons on here, different, you know, covered switches, and you've got some, you know, 2-way switches and a lot of different push buttons. Derek Spear Designs, I always call it Spears for some reason. Derek Spear Designs, DSD, makes these wonderful button box controllers. It's got a lot of different products, pedals, shifters, a whole bunch of stuff that I wish I could afford, but I can't. Now these aren't exactly cheap. This track boss, I think when I bought it, was a little over $100. Right now on his website today, in early 2015, it's $99.75. I don't believe that includes shipping. But perfect, absolutely perfect. If you're into simulation racing, perfect for it. But it goes even further than that. Flight simulators, Elite Dangerous. I've been kind of getting into Elite Dangerous. I'm going to incorporate this in my rig. It's got all these stickers down here that I made to kind of remember what button is what, but it's got that carbon fiber look to it, which is absolutely fantastic. That comes with it. That's not a sticker or anything like that. Just the yellow stickers are mine. I've got Java. Thanks, Java, for doing that. Appreciate that. Hopefully it doesn't screw up the video. Java wants to update for the 5th time today. Wonderful controller. Can't say enough about it. Such an easy interface. That's it, everybody. That's all you need. A to B USB cable, any length you want. Doesn't come with one. When you buy one, does not come with a cable. I wish it came with a cable. Yeah. For $100, it'd be nice to include one, even if it's, you know, small, 3 feet, 6 feet, something like that. Most people have an extra one laying around from an old printer or something like that. So that's all you need. You plug it in, and then it doesn't come with any special software. In your game, whether it's Elite Dangerous or Flight Sim or iRacing or, you know, any of those games, you can, you know, pick which button does what, and then, you know, it'll have you record a command or something like that, or flip a switch, and then this button controller comes into place, and then the game remembers what this does. Same thing with kind of like the G13 gamepad. It does have some software with it, but ultimately it's the game that determines what this does. Same thing goes with this. You log into your game. You say, I want, you know, my shoot button or my landing gear button to be that. And it records it in game and it remembers it. So then when you're switching back between games, all of your controls are unique to each different game. This construction's pretty good. This is just plastic, but it doesn't really need to be too heavier than that. The carbon fiber is very textured, feels wonderful. This does get a little bit of dust in it every once in a while if you don't take care of it. The buttons are great, but I feel like when I close these buttons in this close position, it actually like bends the toggle switch down. These toggle switches are amazing, wonderful feedback. I have these set to like up-down arrows if I need to scroll on a menu or something like that, or if I need to adjust maybe like the ride height or a brake bias or some sort of setting that has a plus and a minus feature to it. So not too much else to talk about. Pretty simple product. Just wanted to go over this before I try to incorporate it back into my setup, or I put it in the closet. Not sure what I'm going to do with it. I am fighting a cold recently, but now that I'm kind of stuck at home, I do want to try to go over a couple products. So this is the DSD Track Boss. Wonderful, wonderful product. Shout out to Derek Spear. He is an amazing guy. Great customer service. He's all over iRacing forums. He raffles these off all the time. Not necessarily these, but some of his other products. If I had more money, I'd buy all of his stuff. His shifters are great. He's got a great handbrake. If you're into some of those you know, simulation games that require a good e-brake. He's got a ton of different components, and I like to see guys that, you know, take a video game that's very involved, like flight sim or iRacing for this instance, and come up with a solution and then be able to market it and take advantage of it. So he does a really, really good job at that. So once again, DSD Track Boss. Like the video if you like it. Dislike it if you dislike it. Any questions or comments about this? I know it's not you know, too complex of a product, but if you do have any questions, leave them in the section below. I'll be around answering them as usual. And thanks for watching, guys. We will see you in the next one.